Good morning, and thank you so much for joining me on the mat this morning. This week's focus is on the lower back and the pelvis. So just a little kind of word on the pelvis. So often when we're working the pelvis, basically the pelvis is this kind of little diamond-shaped group of muscles that's holding all those internal organs inward and upward. It's very much directly related to the diaphragm. So if we have any dysfunctions in our diaphragm or in our breathing, our pelvis can actually be quite affected. So we can get kind of pain into the lower area of the abdomen. But also if we combine that, so if we are kind of weak in the pelvis, we're probably going to be a little bit compressed in the lower back as well. So if you kind of think about the pelvic bones kind of tilting forward, and then they're compressing into the lower back. So we're going to try to create a little bit more engagement in that whole area this morning. But we're also going to look a little bit more at opening up into the diaphragm. Because if we can create that space into the whole kind of core of the body, we can actually get a little bit more lift into that pelvic area. So I will be referring to the diaphragm and kind of opening into the diaphragm a little bit more this morning. We're going to start in a nice, easy cross-legged seat, sitting as comfortable as we can into the spine. We'll open into the heart, draw the shoulder blades together, and then draw that belly button in. So we're creating a little bit of engagement already. We're going to open the palms to the ceiling, and then we'll inhale the arms out, reaching up. Interlock fingers, press palms to the ceiling. As we exhale, press the palms forward and really stretch between the shoulder blades. And we'll do that twice more. So a nice big stretch. As we inhale, look up. And as we exhale, press forward and release. And we'll do that once more. Good. We're going to straighten the legs out in front. Adjust the sit bones, get nice and comfortable here, draw the toes toward the face. We're going to hug the right knee in just until the foot's in line with the left, and then shift the sit bones forward to meet that heel. Crossing the right leg over the left, we're going to extend through that left arm and wrap it around the right leg, hugging it into the body so we get a nice release into the hip. And again, if you want to go deeper into the hips, you can bend the left knee and tuck the heel close to the sit bone. We're going to inhale the right arm up, and as we exhale, gently twist to the right. We're going to place the hand on the ground behind us, really close to the lower back, continuing to hug that right leg in. As we inhale, lengthen through the spine, and as we exhale, opening into that heart space, really drawing the right shoulder back, feeling that lovely release into the right glute, that release of tension through the spine. Nice full belly breaths here. Again, every chance we get this morning, we're breathing into the belly, trying to expand the rib cage and lift the diaphragm. One more breath. And then gently inhale back through center, little twist to the left, just to release. And then back to center again. So we have options here. If we've got the heel tucked in, we can stay here and we can work those feet away from each other, stacking the knees. Otherwise, I'm going to invite you to come into easy cross-legged with the right foot on top. Either way, we're drawing the toes toward the knees. So again, we're getting a nice little release into the hips here. And then we're going to extend both arms out in front. We're going to wrap the right arm underneath the left, as close to the chest as we can, bend through the elbows, and then see if we can wrap those wrists around each other, either bringing the hands to meet, or we can catch hold of the thumb or part of the hand. We're going to draw those shoulder blades together down the spine. So again, we're creating space between the shoulder blades to get a little bit more space into the core. And then we're going to see if we can lift the elbows, but keep the shoulders down. So lifting the elbows, we'll take the gaze up toward the fingers. And again, we can stay here with that lovely lengthened position. Or if we want to go deeper into the hips, we're going to exhale, gently fold forward. Lengthening through the crown of the head, and then gently folding on the exhale. Every inhale, think about lengthening forward, and every exhale, releasing. And really grinding those sit bones into the earth, whether we're an easy cross-legged, feeling that expansion between the shoulder blades. One more breath here. And then gently tuck the chin in, slowly inhale all the way back up to center, and as we exhale, release. And let it go. From here, we're going to bring that left heel out in front. So we're going to straighten the left leg and we're going to hug the right knee in toward the armpit. Resting the right foot to the inner thigh, we'll bring the right hand behind us, fingertips are back, and we'll inhale the left arm up. As we exhale, we're going to lift those hips, pressing the right knee, right hand, left foot firmly into the ground, reaching back through the fingertips, taking a lovely long body stretch here. Again, nice full belly breaths, but keep drawing the belly button in so we're not compressing that lower back. We're inhaling, reaching, we're exhaling, pressing a little bit higher. We'll take one more breath. Feeling that space, and then slowly release all the way back down to the seat. We're going to straighten the right leg out to meet left. Again, adjust the sit bones, get nice and comfy. We'll hug the left knee in until the foot's in line with the right, and then shift those sit bones forward to meet the heel. We're going to cross the right leg over the left, extend the right arm forward, reaching. We're going to wrap it around the left leg and really hug it in tight to the body. If we want to go deeper into the hip, we can bend the right knee. Tuck the heel close to the sit bone, but just make sure that left sit bone is on the earth. We're going to inhale the left arm up, and as we exhale, gently twist to the left. We'll place the hand on the ground behind us, nice and close to that lower back. As we inhale, press the hand into the ground, lengthen tall, and as we exhale, gently twist. So we're inhaling, lengthening, creating space in the spine, and as we exhale, opening, releasing, letting go. Trying to get the front of the body almost parallel to the side of the room. We'll take one more breath here. And then slowly inhale back through center, little twist to the right, just to release. And then back to center again. So again, if you have the heel tucked in, we're just going to draw those heels away from each other, getting the knees as close to stacked as we can without forcing it. Otherwise, we're coming into easy cross-legged with the left foot on top this time. And again, just get nice and grounded here in the sit bones, whatever seat we've chosen. And then we're going to bring both arms out in front. This time we're going to draw the left arm underneath the right. Again, crisscrossing as close to the chest as we can. We bend at the elbows and then see if we can wrap those wrists around each other, either bringing the hands together or catching hold of the thumbs. Again, notice if we're gathered up around the ears, we're going to draw those shoulder blades together down the spine. We're going to keep them there, and then we're going to lift the elbows high. We might even take the gaze up toward that right hand. Lengthening as tall as we can, feeling the expansion into the rib cage in between the shoulder blades. We can stay here, or if we want to go deeper on an exhale into the hips, we're going to slowly fold. Lengthening forward through the spine, and as we exhale, release the head, release the neck. And again, don't get too caught up with how far forward you're folding. On one side might be a little bit further than the other. Try to keep those sit bones grounded wherever they are. Lengthening forward on the inhale, folding, releasing on the exhale. We'll take one more breath. And then gently tuck the chin in, slowly rising back up. And then exhale, release, and let it go. We're going to straighten the right foot out in front. We're going to hug the left knee in toward the armpit, get a little bit of hip release here. And then we'll place the sole of the left foot to the inner thigh. Bringing the left arm behind us, hand is on the ground. We'll inhale the right arm up, and as we exhale, lift those hips. Pressing left hand, left knee, right foot into the ground, reaching actively back through those right fingertips, maybe even taking the gaze back. So as we inhale, we're reaching. As we exhale, lift those hips a little bit higher. So really opening into the front of the pelvis here. But at the same time, drawing the belly button in. So we're not just stretching, we're also looking for engagement here. Full belly breaths, one more. And then slowly release all the way back down to the mat. We're going to bring that right foot in to meet left. And then from here, we're going to come to lie back onto the ground. Just make sure you have your block and strap there beside you. Lovely. So lying back onto the ground, knees are bent, feet are flat to start with. We're going to really press that lower back into the ground. Feet are stepped out so that there's about 1.5 feet between the sit bones and the heels. So the feet are a little bit further out. They're not underneath the knees here. And we're going to reach for a block, and we're going to place it between the knees. We're going to press the knees into the block. Rest the hands on the belly here, and the fingers are widely spread. So we're really feeling the whole tummy here. Relax the shoulders toward the ground. And then little by little, we're going to peel the lower back off the ground. So just the lower, we're going to keep the middle and upper back on the ground. So we're just going for a little pelvic tilt here. So we peel the lower back up, feeling a little bit of engagement here. We're going to press the knees into the block, press the heels into the ground, and we're just going to hold it here. But I want you to really transfer the energy into the pelvic area. So again, try to create as much energy and fire into this little part of the body. Focusing on those lovely full belly breaths. We're going to hold it here for 3, for 2, and 1. Gently release all the way down to the ground. We're going to keep the knees holding that block, and we're going to draw the knees toward us, and we're going to bring those legs out at lovely 90-degree angles. Again, making sure that lower back is pressed into the ground, placing the hands to the thighs. We're going to press the thighs into the hands into the thighs. Again, full connection here to that core, to that pelvic area. So there's no movement, but there's quite a lot of engagement. So we might even start to shake a little bit here. Relax the shoulders, relax the breath. Holding it here, still pressing the knees into the block for 3, for 2, and 1. Gently release. Keeping the block where it is. This time we're going to brush the backs of the heels with the fingertips, working into our bridges. So we're going to press the feet into the ground, gently peel the lower, middle, upper back off the ground. As we lift those hips high, we're going to walk the shoulder blades together underneath the upper back, pressing hands, arms, shoulders into the ground, pressing knees into the block. And again, this time coming onto the heels, so we're getting a little bit more activity into those hamstrings. We're going to inhale, lift, and as we exhale, gently lower the hips, hovering just off the ground. Inhale, really slowly up. Exhale, really slowly lower. We'll do that 3 more times. And I want full engagement both as we lift and also as we lower. So slow the movement right down. 2 more. Nice and strong in those heels. Keep drawing those knees into the block. Last one. And then exhale, release all the way down to the ground. We can release the feet, release the block off to the side. We're going to hug the knees into the armpits and just make a few little circles or figure 8s into that lower back. Allowing the hips open, nice and relaxed, belly relaxed, heart is open. And then coming to stillness here, we're going to bring the knees together again. We're going to reach for our block and we're going to place it lengthways above both knees, bringing those legs out at 90-degree angles for now. And then we're going to hook the block in place. So we're going to work a little bit into the core here. Fingertips either rest to the side of the head, or if we want to engage with that upper body, we're going to inhale, press the chest toward the ceiling, allow the head rest into the hands. Keeping that lower back pressed into the ground. So we're working into lower back, we're working into core, and we're getting a little bit of pelvic stability here. And we can stay here, that might be enough. If you want to bring it further, we're going to inhale together, and then exhale, press that right foot out. Inhale, knees in. Exhale, extend the left foot out. Really active through the heel, and continue with your own breath. So the foot is anywhere between 30 and 45 degrees off the ground. You'll notice if you lower the foot, the lower back might start to peel off the ground, and that's not what we want. But you can experiment and see how low you can get the foot to go while maintaining that connection of the lower back on the ground. Keep lifting from the heart. So again, no stress in the neck here. We're not tugging the chin into the chest. We're just lifting from that chest. Nice open heart. Slowly, slowly, full engagement. Relax the breath. We'll do 1 more both sides. Nice and strong. And then leaning back essentially, we'll rest the head, rest the feet, rest the block off to the side. Again. Feet are about hip width distance apart. This time we're going to brush the backs of the fingertips with the heels. When you're ready, pressing feet into the ground, gently peel the lower, middle, upper back off the ground. We're going to lift the hips, walk the shoulder blades together, and walk the feet and knees together. So we're in a nice straight line here. From here, we're going to keep the hips lifted for the next sequence as we inhale, straighten the right leg. And as we exhale, draw the knee toward the face. Inhale, straighten the right leg up toward the ceiling. And as we exhale, knee to face. Inhale, straighten the right leg out. And then exhale, release the right foot to the ground. Left side, inhale, straighten the left leg. Exhale, draw the knee toward the face. Inhale, press the left foot up toward the ceiling. Exhale, knee to face. Inhale, straighten the left leg, knees together. Exhale, return the left foot to the ground. Now you can keep the hips lifted or take a little breather. And then meeting back in our bridge pose when you're ready, we're going to inhale, straighten the right leg. Exhale, draw the right knee toward the chest. Inhale, straighten the right leg up. Exhale, knee to face. Inhale, straighten the right leg out, knees together. Exhale, rest the right foot down. Inhale, straighten the left leg. Exhale, draw the knee toward the face. Inhale, straighten the left leg up toward the ceiling. Exhale, knee to face. Inhale, straighten that left leg out. Exhale, rest the left foot down to the ground. We're going to repeat this one more time. So again, take a little breather if you need, or keep those hips lifted if you want to challenge it. No pressure in the lower back. Keep drawing the belly button in. Okay, one last time, meeting in our bridge. We're going to inhale, straighten the right leg. Exhale, draw the right knee in. Inhale, straighten the foot up toward the ceiling. Exhale, draw the knee in. Inhale, straighten the right leg out, knees together. Exhale, right foot to the ground. Last side, keep those hips high. Inhale, straighten the left leg. Exhale, knee to face. Inhale, straighten the left leg toward the ceiling. Exhale, knee to face. Inhale, straighten the left leg out, knees together. And then exhale, return the left foot to the ground. Slowly, vertebrae by vertebrae, we're going to roll our way all the way down to the mat. Again, hugging those knees toward the armpits, allow the hips open nice and wide, allow the shoulders relax, and just making those little circles, figure eights, either or both directions into that lower back. Melting the shoulders, nice full belly breaths. Coming to stillness here. We're going to rest both feet down to the ground, and we're going to bring the soles of the feet together, allow the knees drop out to the side. So a little diamond shape. See if we can draw those heels a little bit closer toward the sit bones and pressing that lower back into the ground. So adjust the spine as you need. Resting the hands to the inner thighs and just feeling that space, and maybe just pressing the inner thighs into the hands for just a couple of breaths to feel that engagement. And then exhale, release. Again, we can stay here or work toward our diamond bridge, placing the hands to the ground, fingertips point to the front of the mat. We're going to gently peel the lower, middle, upper back off the ground as we lift those hips high toward the ceiling. We'll walk those shoulder blades together underneath the upper back. Again, we can keep that lift, drawing the belly button in, no pressure on the lower back, or we can inhale, lift a little bit higher. And as we exhale, gently lower the hips, hovering just off the bat. Inhale really slowly up. Exhale really slowly lower. We'll do that 3 more times, nice and slow. Aiming for lift and engagement. Same tension on the exhale. Last 2. Full engagement. Last 1. Slowly release all the way down to the ground. We're going to straighten the legs, bring the arms back overhead, reach through fingers and toes, and just take a lovely full long body stretch. Lengthening into the joints, into the muscles, into that belly. Create as much space for that breath. And then we can come to stillness. We're going to roll over onto our right hand side. Come up onto our right elbow. We're going to keep the knees together and bend them to about 45 degrees out in front. So keep those joints stacked, and then just keep a nice little bit of space into the hips here. Left hand can just rest on the ground. We're going to keep the heels together, and we're going to inhale, open the hip. So we're working into our glute medius here, which is again very much directly related to what's going on in the pelvis and the diaphragm. Exhale, knees back down. Inhale, open it up as wide as we can. Exhale, knees together, and continue with your own breath. Again, keeping those heels touching. We're keeping the pelvis stable, so we're not rotating, we're just rotating into that hip area, using that glute med. And again, you'll notice if that glute med isn't working so much, that knee is only probably going to come to about here, and you're going to have to work really hard to open it the rest of the way. So again, it's a nice one to tune in with what's going on in that glute, but it's also a nice way of trying to activate or reactivate that glute. So when people say your glutes aren't working, they're working, they just mightn't be firing in the correct sequence. So they're quite a strong muscle. And often if they're not working correctly, so they're going to be working, but they mightn't be working as fast. And then other little smaller muscles are going to start to become recruited in that area, which is going to cause all sorts of little imbalances in the body. So it's not that they're not working, they're not just working maybe fast enough or in the correct sequence. You should start to feel this is quite strong. And then we're going to relax. We're going to lift the leg up. So again, creating a little bit of space here. It doesn't have to be too high. So again, another maybe 45-degree angle. Keeping the left foot back. And then we're going to lower the knee to touch. Inhale, open. Exhale, knee to touch, but keep the foot high. So again, we're internally rotating that hip. Still working in glute med here. Very important little muscle, or big muscle, depending on how active it is. And again, this is quite a strong movement, so it might start, that muscle might start to feel a little bit fatigued here. We'll do 2 more. Last one. Ooh, and relax. We're going to bend the left knee out in front just to get a little stretch into that muscle. You can even give it a little rub out with the hand if it feels good. Excellent. We're going to turn around over onto our other side. I'm going to face you here, so you can turn on to your other side. So left elbow is on the ground here. Again, bending the knees out at about 45, keeping the joints stacked if we can. Right hand is on the ground. Feet are together. Try not to collapse forward. So we're nice and strong and open into the front of the body. We're going to inhale, open it up. Exhale, close it down. And continue with your own breath. Again, heels are together all the time. We're not lifting that foot. And we're not rotating the whole body. All that movement is just at the hip here. And notice if it's a little bit easier than it was on the other side. Maybe we're getting a little bit more range. Maybe the muscle doesn't feel as fatigued. So again, just tuning in with any little imbalances that might lie. We'll feel this a wee bit into the hamstring as well. But again, we're really focusing that in on our glute med. Trying to create as much strength and energy. Last one. Nice and wide, and then rest. Again, we're going to lift that knee up. So we can start at about 45 and then see how we go. Again, we're going to keep that foot high and then draw the knees together. So inhale, open. Exhale, close. Just with the knee, keep the foot high. Again, minute movements, but really fully engaged. So quite a strong movement into that glute muscle. And you probably will feel a burn. I'm feeling a burn. But again, that just means that you're activating those muscles. Do 2 more taps. Last one. Meeting up, bend the right knee in, and we're going to rest it out in front. Get a little stretch into that right glute. And again, you can rub it out with the heel of the hand if it feels good. Just a little bit of self-massage here. Lovely. And then we can straighten that right leg out. We're going to come to lie back onto the ground. So again, I'll just swivel around here. So lying back onto the ground, knees are bent, feet are flat. We're going to hug the knees into the chest, crisscross the ankles. Options to make your way anyway to seat, or you can rock and roll with me. Just the once, we're going to bring ourselves forward into a nice strong seat at the front of the mat. Nice and open in the heart, draw the shoulders back. We bring the hands forward out in front. Gently shift the body weight forward. We're going to step back onto the knees, coming into the middle of our mats in a nice strong tabletop. Shoulders over elbows over wrists, elbow creases face forward. We're drawing the belly in, and again, like we did in Tuesday's class, we're just going to work into our pelvic tilt here. So we're going to gently drop the belly, so lift the hips, and then tuck the belly in. So we're just working into that lower back area, tilting the pelvis forward and back. So really drawing that belly button in, and then really drawing the belly down. And just exploring that range. Still nice and strong in the shoulders, in the upper body, but just focusing all that energy into our pelvic tilt. So again, often if the lower back is stiff or fused, we're going to find it really hard to work into our pelvic tilting. So again, this is a really nice indicator of what is happening. So if you're finding all that movement, you're starting to work the whole spine because you're not engaging with that lower spine. So again, a really nice little clue to what's happening in that lower back. Coming to stillness here, we're going to gently sit back toward the heels. Again, you can cushion underneath the ankles and knees if you wish. We're going to come forward onto the forearms, and we're going to bring the palms to face the ceiling. Resting the forehead either to the ground or to a block, and then keeping the palms to the ceiling, we're going to reach the fingertips as far forward as we can go. So we're creating a little bit of expansion here into our diaphragm. So again, palms are to the ceiling. Going to feel that into the armpits, in between the shoulder blades. And I just want you to focus on a nice full belly breath. So as you inhale, feel the rib cage expand. Feel the diaphragm lift. Feel the chest open. And as you exhale, just allow yourself to relax a little bit more into your child's pose. Keep lengthening forward through the fingertips. Keep drawing those sit bones back toward the heels. We'll take one more breath. Lovely. And then we can flatten out the hands. Looking back toward the feet, we're going to gently shift the body weight forward, tuck the toes under, pressing the ground away. We're going to lift the knees and press those hips as high as we can toward the ceiling, gently lowering the heels down toward the ground. Coming into a nice strong downward dog. Paddling out the feet, allowing opposite heel melt softly toward the ground, nice and slow. Looking forward between the hands, we're going to gently walk our way to the front of the mat. Coming through a lovely wide-legged forward fold, bringing those feet wider than mat width distance apart. Bringing the fingers in line with the toes, either on or off a block, just maintaining lovely length in the legs, but also length in the spine. Left fingertips stay grounded. We're going to inhale the right arm up and open the heart nice and wide. Exhale, forward folds. Inhale, left arm up and open the heart. Exhale, release and continue with your own breath. Using the hand that's on the ground to press it into the ground, bringing us a little bit more leverage to get into our twist. Feeling that release on the inner hip, that openness into the heart, into the spine. Relax the head, relax the neck. Every exhale, allow yourself fully release into that fold. So feel that lower back release. We'll do one more, both sides. Last one. Meeting in a nice, relaxed forward fold. Just let it all hang out here. Take a nice deep breath in through the nose. Sigh it out. Gently tuck the chin in. We're going to slowly roll our way all the way up to stand. Head comes up last. And then we can gently heel toe those feet all the way back to center stand. Take a little drink here if you need. We're going to meet at the front of our mats. Feet nicely grounded, hip width distance apart, hands come to heart. Relax the shoulders, lengthening tall through the spine, draw the belly in. We're going to inhale here, and as we exhale, we're going to step back with that right foot, and we're going to drop the right heel down, and we're going to bring that left foot parallel. So we're turning to the right side of the room. Feet are slightly pigeon-toed here to start with, so slightly inward. We're going to bring the hands to the waist, opening wide into the heart, drawing the shoulder blades down. We're going to inhale, lengthen, and as we exhale, press the hips back. We're going to press the chest forward and gently fold, keeping those elbows toward each other. Gaze is forward all the time until we can't fold any deeper, and then we can let the head and neck relax. We can interlock the fingers into a little fist grip behind the back, and then see if we can lift those hands up and overhead. And again, your shoulder mobility might be a lot better than mine, so feel free to allow those hands come all the way overhead. Every inhale, lengthening through the spine. Every exhale, folding a little bit deeper. So again, think about lengthening, so we're not compressing into the chest here. Taking one more breath. And then gently tuck the chin in. We're going to slowly rise back up to center. We're going to bring the hands to hips, and this time we're going to splay the feet out at about 10 o'clock and 2 o'clock. Slowly lowering down into our goddess squat, and just go as low as feels good for you. So feel free to shift from side to side, just get nice and comfortable here. We're going to place the hands on the inner thighs and try to engage those glute muscles to really open into the hips. We're going to inhale here at center, and as we exhale, we're going to twist to the right, look over the shoulder. Inhale back to center, exhale, twist to the left as we look over the shoulder. Continue with your own breath. Again, try not to allow those knees collapse inward, constantly connecting with those hips to open into that space. And again, just go as deep as feels good for you. You don't have to sit too deep. The deeper we go, the deeper we're going to get into those hip muscles. But again, not stressing the body out. We're going to meet back at center when you're ready, and then gently straighten those legs. Hands to heart. Relax the breath. We're going to inhale both arms out, reaching up, palms together. As we exhale, bend through the knees, bring those hands to heart, lowering into our goddess squat. Inhale, arms out, reaching up, straighten the legs, palms together overhead. Exhale, hands to heart as we lower into our squat, and continue with your own breath. Again, keep those knees nice and wide. We might follow the gaze to those moving hands if you want to challenge the balance. Keep drawing those inner thighs toward each other, and only sit back as far deep as feels good for your hips and hamstrings. So not forcing it, but again, try not to allow those knees collapse inwards. So quite strong in the hips, but also creating a nice little bit of space. Maybe sinking a little bit lower for these last two. See how you go. Last one. Meeting in our goddess squat. We're going to rest the right forearm onto the right leg, and we're going to straighten the left. Bring that left arm overhead all the way. So again, nice straight line from the left foot all the way to the left hand. We might even take the gaze up, using that right arm to open into the right hip for 3, for 2, and 1. Swooping the left arm out in front, we're going to rest the left forearm onto the left leg, straighten the right leg, and bring that arm again overhead, all the way back in line with the ear. So we're not reaching out in front, we're reaching all the way overhead. Maybe take the gaze. Use that left arm to open the hip for 3, for 2, and 1. Swoop the right arm out in front, right arm onto the right leg. Inhale the left arm overhead. As we exhale, swoop the left hand all the way over to the left. Inhale, bring that right arm overhead, and continue with your own breath. So I want you to really mindfully move through the sequence. Again, we might follow the gaze to that moving arm. There is a little bit of coordination required here. So again, pause if you lose it, and then just come back in. Think of it as moving meditation. You really have to kind of go inward. We're really working into the hips, but we're also getting a lovely bit of space into the heart here. Working with the breath. We'll do one more, both sides. Nice and smooth. Last one. And then we're going to meet back at center. We're going to bring the hands to the ground and we're going to scooch those feet toward each other. We can come off the heels to start with and just sit back toward the heels. So coming into a little collar squat. Again, that might feel enough. We might bring the hands together and use those elbows to work the knees apart, keeping a nice long spine. If you have that ankle mobility and you want to drop down through the heels, you can, or you can rest the heels onto little blocks. And again, we can bring those hands together, but try not to collapse forward too much. So keep that lovely long lengthened spine. We're allowing those sit bones kind of sink toward the ground, not to touch. We're just going to pause here with the breath. Softening the face, softening the shoulders, feeling that space. So again, heels are on or off the ground, whatever is accessible to you. We're using those arms to open up into the hips. And again, feel free to keep the hands on the ground. Nice full belly breaths for 3, for 2, and 1. Hands come together out in front. We're going to press into the ground, gently straighten the legs, and then roll our way all the way up to stand. Head comes up last. We're going to return to the front of the mat when you're ready. Again, take a little drink if you need. Meeting at the front of the mat, feet nicely grounded, hip width distance apart. Hands to heart. Relax the shoulders, lengthening tall through the crown of the head. We're going to inhale both arms out, reaching up, palms together. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, gaze forward, hands to shins. Exhale, fold. Stepping right foot back to lunge, right hand stays grounded. We'll inhale the left arm up and open the heart. Exhale, left hand back to the ground. Release the right knee down. Cushion it if you need. We're going to inhale both arms out, reaching up, palms together. Exhale, hands to heart as we sink into the hips. We're going to interlock fingers just above the left knee. Try to keep that left knee stacked over the heel. We're going to inhale, lengthen tall through the spine, press the hands into the leg. And as we exhale, sink and release those hips. 3 more. Again, keeping the knee where it's at. All that movement is from the hips. Drawing the belly button in, trying to engage with that lower back. Last one. Lovely. Staying here. We're going to keep that right hand on the leg. Inhale the left arm up toward the ceiling, and as we exhale, gently twist to the left, bringing the left arm behind us. Pressing that right hand into the leg to give ourselves a little bit more leverage into the twist for 3, for 2, and 1. Turning back to the front of the room. We're going to frame the left foot with both hands. Coming off the right knee, gently step the left foot back to meet right. Nice strong plank. Shoulders over, elbows over wrists, elbow creases face forward. Nice straight line. Neck to heels or neck to knees if it's too much on the shoulders, but just keep those hips nice and level. Gaze is relaxed. Neck is an extension of the spine for 3, for 2, and 1. Gently release knees, chest, chin to the ground, elbows in. Roll the heart forward, untuck the toes. Press the feet into the ground as we lift the chest. See if we can hover the hands off the ground and hold for 3. Lift for 2, and 1. Release the hands, tuck the toes, press the ground away, lift the hips. Downward dog. Still lift or walk it out, your choice. Nice high hips, opening into that heart space. Again, really working into that diaphragm. Feel that belly breath. We're going to inhale the right leg back and up. Looking forward between the hands. We'll bring the right knee into the chest. Shift the body weight forward to place the right foot between the hands. Dropping the left heel down, engage the core. We'll make our way into our warrior. Extend the arms, palms face down, softening into that right knee. Again, right heel is bisecting the arch of the back foot. Right knee is pointed forward. Relax the shoulders. Inhale, straighten the right leg, arms together overhead, look up. Exhale, bend the right knee, warrior lunge. 2 more. Maybe following that right middle finger with the gaze. Nice and strong in hips and legs. Last one. Meeting in a warrior, we're going to inhale straight right leg. And as we exhale, reach the right fingertips forward. Keep both legs straight. We're going to bring the back of the right hand to the inner leg. Extend the left arm up. Pressing the hips forward, drawing the shoulders back, really engaging with the core for 3. Gazes up for 2. And 1. We're going to inhale, swoop the left arm all the way overhead. And as we exhale, bring that left hand to meet right. And then inhale, both hands up overhead together. Arms in line with the ears, and then exhale, bend the right knee, warrior lunge. Cartwheel both hands down, either side of the right foot, coming on to the ball of the left. We're going to gently shift the body weight forward to place the left foot up to meet right, and exhale, fold. Inhale, rolling up to center, hands extended up, palms together. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, gaze forward, hands to shins. Exhale, fold. Stepping left foot back to lunge, left hand stays grounded. We'll inhale the right arm up and open the heart. Exhale, right hand back to the ground. Softening left knee to the mat. Cushion it if you need. We'll inhale both arms out, reaching up, palms together. Exhale, hands to heart. Interlock fingers just above the right knee. Keeping that right knee stacked over the ankle, we're going to inhale, press the hands into the leg, length tall. As we exhale, sink the hip. 3 more. Again, keep drawing the belly button in so we're not putting compression into that lower back. Nice and strong. 2 more. Gaze is relaxed out in front. Shoulders relaxed. Last one. Excellent. Keep the left hand on the leg. We're going to inhale the right arm up. And as we exhale, gently twist to the right, bring the right arm behind us, pressing that left hand into the leg to draw ourselves a wee bit deeper as we draw that right shoulder back. Take the gaze back for 3. For 2. And 1. Inhale, turning to the front. We're going to frame the right foot with both hands, coming off the left knee, stepping the right foot back to meet left. Again, nice, strong plank here. If that feels good, we can stay in our high plank, either on or off the knees if we want to challenge it. We're going to inhale, bend the right knee and touch it to the right elbow. Exhale, back into plank. Inhale, bend the left knee to the left elbow. Exhale, plank. Continue with your own breath. Again, those hips are staying level. Quite strong in the core here. Nice and strong in the arms. Last one, both sides. Keep those hips low. Meeting inner plank, we're going to exhale, knees, chest, chin to the ground, elbows in, roll the heart forward on top of the toes. Press the feet into the ground as we lift the chest and float those hands. Really pressing those feet into the ground for 3. Lift for 2. And 1. Release the hands. Tuck the toes. Press the ground and we lift the hips, downward dog. Stillness, walk it out or child's pose if you wish. Whatever feels good for your body this morning. Listening to the breath, notice if it's caught in the chest. Try to draw it a little bit deeper down into the belly. From stillness in our downward dog, we're going to inhale the left leg back and up. Looking forward, we bend the left knee into the chest. Shifting the body weight forward, we're going to place that left foot to the front of the mat. Drop the right heel down. Engage the core up into our warrior. Extend the arms, palms face down, softening into that left hip. Again, knee is pointed forward. Relax in the shoulders. Notice if you're reaching too far forward, too far back. We just want to center our body line down the middle of those hips. Look into the left middle finger. We're going to inhale, straighten the left leg, arms together overhead, look up. Exhale, bend the left knee. Warrior lunge. 3 more. Create as much space and energy on that inhale and as much depth as we can on that exhale. 2 more. Drawing those feet toward each other, those inner thighs toward each other. Last one. Meeting in warrior, we're going to inhale, straighten the left leg. And as we exhale, reach the left fingertips as far forward as we can go. Bring the back of the hand to the inner leg. Extend the right arm up, pressing that hand into the leg, pressing the hips forward, taking the gaze up for 3, for 2, and 1. Inhale the right arm all the way overhead. And as we exhale, bring the right hand to meet the left. Inhale, both hands together, arms back in line with the ears. And as we exhale, open the arms, bend the left knee, warrior lunge. Cartwheeling both hands down either side of the left foot, coming onto the ball of the right, shifting the body weight forward. We'll step the right foot up to meet left, and then exhale, fold. Inhale, rolling up to center. Hands extended up, palms together. Exhale, hands to heart. Take a little drink here if you need. We're going to go into a second round. When you're ready, meeting at the front, feet nicely grounded, hip width distance apart. Hands to heart. Relax the shoulders, lengthening tall through the crown of the head. We're going to inhale both arms out, reaching up, palms together. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, gaze forward, hands to shins. Exhale, fold. Stepping, right foot back to lunge, right hand stays grounded. Inhale, left arm up and open the heart. Exhale, left hand back to the ground. Right knee on or off the mat, your choice. We're going to inhale both arms out, reaching up, palms together. Exhale, hands to heart as we sink into the hips. Interlock fingers just above the knee. If the right knee is off the ground, the leg is straight, we're pressing back through the heel and that knee feels super stable. Inhale, pressing the hands into the leg, lengthening. Exhale, release the hips. 2 more, nice and strong. Keep drawing the belly button in. Last one. Right hand stays on the outer thigh. We're going to inhale the left arm up. And as we exhale, gently twist to the left. Bring the left arm behind us. Again, knee is on or off the ground. If you want to go deeper, left hand comes to the outer right thigh. And we're going to press both hands into the legs to draw ourselves into the twist for 3, for 2, and 1. Turning to the front. We're going to frame the left foot with both hands. Gently step that left foot back to meet right. Again, we can stay here on or off the knees in our high plank. Otherwise, slowly coming down onto our forearms. Shoulders stacked over the elbows, on or off the knees. Bringing that left forearm parallel to the front edge of the mat. We're coming on to the outer blade of the left foot. Right hand comes to the hip. And we can stay here. We can drop down onto the left knee. If that feels good, we're going to straighten that right arm out in front. Following the right middle finger with the gaze, if we want to challenge the balance, we're going to inhale right knee to right elbow in. And then exhale, lengthen it out. Try not to touch down with the foot. Inhale it in. Exhale it out. 2 more. Keep those hips nice and lifted. Nice and strong. Last one. Meeting in extension, we'll rest the foot. Bend the right elbow, rest the forearm to the ground. Left forearm parallel. Reset. We're going to press our way back up into our high plank, nice and strong. Inhale here. Exhale, knees, chest, chin to the ground, elbows in, roll the heart forward, untuck the toes. Press the feet into the ground as we lift the chest. Exhale, tuck the toes. Press the ground away, lift the hips. Downward dog. Stillness, walk it out, or child's pose if you wish. Relax the head, relax the neck. Nice full belly breaths. Lifting those hips, feeling that space into the lower back. From stillness here, we're going to inhale the right leg back and up, looking forward, bend the right knee into the chest. We'll gently shift the body weight forward to step that right foot between the hands. Drop the left heel down. Engage the core up into our warrior. Extend the arms, palms face down, softening into that right hip. Following the right middle finger with the gaze, we're going to inhale, straighten the right leg, arms together overhead, look up. Exhale, bend the right knee, warrior lunge, 3 more. Lots of space this morning. Keeping that right knee pointed forward, pressing both feet firmly solid into the ground. Last one. Meeting in a warrior, we're going to inhale, straighten the right leg. As we exhale, reach the right fingertips forward, bring the back of the hand to the inner leg, extend the left arm up, really opening into the hips. So notice if the bum's popped out behind, I want you to consciously press that right hip forward and draw that left shoulder back for 3, for 2, and 1. Inhale the left arm all the way overhead, and as we exhale, bring the left hand to meet the right. Inhale all together, back to center stand. Exhale, bend the right knee, warrior lunge. Cartwheeling both hands down either side of the right foot, coming onto the ball of the left. Shifting the body weight forward to place that left foot to meet right, and then exhale, fold. Inhale, rolling up through center. Hands extended up, palms together. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, gaze forward, hands to shins. Exhale, fold. Stepping left foot back to lunge, left hand stays grounded. Inhale the right arm up and open the heart. Exhale, right hand back to the mat. Left knee on or off the ground. We're going to inhale, both arms out, reaching up, palms together. Exhale, hands to heart. Interlock fingers just above the right knee. Again, if that left knee is off the ground, it's super strong. We're pressing back through the heel. Relax the shoulders. Inhale, lengthen tall through the spine. Exhale, sink the hip. 2 more. Again, only if that left knee is stable. Last one. We're going to place the left hand to the outside of the leg. Inhale the right arm up, and as we exhale, gently twist to the right, bringing that right arm behind us, either looking back toward the thumb. If we want to go further, we can place the right hand to the outer left leg, and using both hands, pressing them into the legs to draw ourselves deeper into our twist for 3, for 2, and 1. Inhale, turning to the front. We're going to frame the right foot with both hands. Bring that right foot back to meet left. Again, staying in our high plank on or off the knees. Otherwise, joining me slowly onto our forearms. Keeping those hips nice and level. We're going to bring that right forearm parallel to the front edge of the mat. Shoulder over elbow coming onto the outer blade of the right foot. Left hand comes to the waist. We're pressing the hips upward and slightly forward. We could stay here. Or maybe we'll bring that left arm overhead, all the way in line with the ear, stretching through fingers, stretching through toes. Maybe following the left middle finger with the gaze. Inhale, knee to elbow in. Exhale, straighten it out, pressing away through the heel. Inhale it in. Keep the hips up. Exhale it out. Again, you can do this with the right knee on the ground, but just keep pressing those hips upward. Really strong. 2 more. Last one. Meeting in extension, we'll rest the foot. Bend the left elbow. We're going to place the forearm to the ground. Right forearm to meet it. Reconnect with those shoulders. Pressing our way all the way into our high plank. Nice and strong. Inhale here. Exhale, knees, chest chin to the ground. Elbows in, roll the heart forward. Untuck the toes. Press the feet into the ground as we lift the chest. Exhale, tuck the toes, press the ground away, lift the hips. Downward dog. Stillness or walk it out to your choice. From stillness, inner downward dog, we're going to inhale the left leg back and up, looking forward, bend the left knee into the chest. Shifting the body weight forward to place that left foot between the hands. Drop the right heel down. Engage the core up into our warrior. Extend the arms, palms face down, softening into that left knee. Relax the shoulders, following the left middle finger with the gaze. We'll inhale, straighten the left leg, arms together overhead. Exhale, bend the left knee, warrior lunge. 3 more. Try to keep pressing the outer blade of that right foot into the ground. rooting our foundation. 2 more. Last one. Meeting in our warrior, we're going to inhale, straighten the left leg. As we exhale, reach the left fingertips far forward. Bring the back of the hand to the inner leg. Extend the right arm up. Pressing the hips forward, drawing the shoulder back. Gaze is up for 3. Lengthening, reaching for 2. And 1. Inhale the right arm all the way overhead. And as we exhale, bring the right hand to meet the left. Inhale, both arms together, hugging those arms to the ears. And then exhale, bend the left knee, open the arms, warrior. Cartwheeling both hands down either side of the left foot, coming on to the ball of the right. This time, we're going to step the left foot back to meet right, lift the hips, walk it out in our downward dog, softly, softly. Coming to stillness, we're going to release the knees down onto the ground, coming into a nice strong tabletop here. Toes can be tucked or untucked, whatever feels good for you. Knees are hip width distance, maybe slightly wider apart. We're going to keep the hips high, so we're going to set up for our puppy pose. You can have a block out front just in case you decide you want to use it. We're going to come down onto our forearms. But again, just notice if we've collapsed into the lower back. So I want you to keep drawing that belly button in so we have a nice strong lower back. And we might bring those knees a little bit wider if it feels good. But keep those legs out in line with the knees. So again, hips are lifted. And then from here, we can walk the hands forward, softening the chest, softening the belly toward the ground, resting the head either onto the ground or maybe onto a block if it doesn't quite get there. So again, hips are high here. We might even shift the hips forward and back until we feel a nice little release. So then we are getting a bit of hip space, but we're more looking for space into the spine and into the front of the body here this morning. So again, hands are out in front. And if that feels too claustrophobic, you can always make a little pillow by piling one hand on top of the other. I want you to keep those hips lifted, keep engaging with that lower back. So even though it is a restorative pose, we're still engaging. If you feel you want a little bit more space in between the shoulders, you can always place the block out in front, rest the forearms onto the block, and then rest the head down to the ground between the arms. So this can be really nice for creating a little bit more space into the diaphragm. You'll feel that into the rib cage, into the armpit. So again, as I mentioned before, diaphragm very much related to that pelvic area. So try to work the two together if we can. Again, we're just going to pause here for a few moments, a few breaths. Not going super deep, but just getting an extra little bit of space into the torso, into those breathing muscles. And I want you to really focus on your breath here. So drawing a few nice, deep, full belly breaths. Seeing if you can get that breath right into the depths of the belly. Feeling that rib cage expand, feeling that diaphragm lift, feeling the chest open. And as you exhale, just allow yourself to relax a little bit further into the pose. If you want a little bonus release into the triceps, what you can do is bring the elbows to the ground, interlocking the fingers into a little fist, and then we're going to place that fist to the base of the neck. We might work those elbows a little bit further apart, and then just send the weight back a little bit. So we're really feeling that into the triceps, into the armpits, and in turn into the diaphragm. Again, hips are nice and lifted. Loose grip with the hands. Pressing the chest toward the ground. Just a couple of more breaths here in whatever pose you've chosen to stay. And then bringing the hands out in front, gently pressing the ground away. We're going to sit back toward the heels. So you can bring those feet toward each other, toes to touch, and just sit all the way back. Again, maybe making a little cushion by piling one hand or fist on top of the other, or resting our head to the block. And from here, we're just going to gently rock into the hips, side to side, rock into the neck, rolling, massaging that forehead out. Release the shoulders. Just get nice and loose in the body. And eventually come into stillness. And just take a couple of moments here to notice where that breath is at. And if we have been holding it, just try to draw it a little bit deeper. Not forcing it. Just allowing it breathe how it naturally should. When you're ready, we're going to tuck the chin in, press the hands into the ground, and slowly walk the hands back toward the knees, all the way back up to seat. And then we can gently shift those knees toward each other. And we can finish here sitting back in the heels. We can come into an easy cross-legged or any other seat that feels better for you this morning. And we're going to finish our practice just like we started. So again, nice and open in the heart, nice and long in the spine. We'll open the palms to the ceiling. And when you're ready, we'll inhale the arms out, reaching up. Interlock fingers, press palms to the ceiling. As we exhale, press the palms forward, release the breath, side out, and let it go. We'll do that twice more. Gently bringing the hands to heart. Press the palms together, close down the eyes, and just thank yourselves for creating a little bit of space in your day to come to the mat, to look after yourselves, to create some great energy, some lovely engagements, and hopefully take that with you into the day and into the weekend ahead. And thank you for sharing your practice and your energy with me. Namaste.